How you doing, guys? How you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm not gonna do. I'm going to stop doing. I'm going to stop putting links on Twitter. I think I have done enough charity for the past few years. So now no more Twitter streams. It's just going to be YouTube exclusive. So if people want to watch, they're gonna have to go leave Twitter and come obviously to YouTube. So that's what we're gonna be doing from now on. But welcome to the show, guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. We're getting to 4K. We are at 3,740 subscribers. Thank you very much. We moved within a month. We've moved from 3,560 to 3,740, which is great. 4K very soon, and then we can start thinking about that 5K. There may be 1 million subscribers very soon by the end of the year. You never know. So let's keep going. Obviously, this is not going to be one of those uh, fast streams. We're going to take it slow, but it's not going to be long. It's not going to be a long one. It's a preview for the Man City and a Newcastle game, which is being played, I think, on Saturday at 3 p.m., if I'm right. I think I just saw it. It's at 3 p.m., if I'm right. So we obviously going to go into the injuries. Then we're going to go how we're going to set up as a team. We're going to speak about a few things because Pep was speaking in the press. I just saw a few things posted by City Extra. So he was speaking in the press, and we're going to speak about the things in the press. But like the video, guys, like the video as you're here as we keep going. So anyway, let's go and see what he was saying in the press. Because a few things have actually interested me a bit. I'll get to City Extra because I like City Extra. The post very well. Go subscribe to the channel and follow them on Twitter if you haven't followed them yet. Okay, as I said, like the video if you haven't liked yet. Let's just see if we can share Twitter here. Cool. So obviously Akanji has been ruled out for between 8 to 10 weeks through injury and will undergo surgery on Saturday. Confirms Pep. Everybody who simply knows football knew that this injury is coming because this brother Akanji was being played while he's not fully fit, but this brother Akanji was playing ever since he came back from being fit. Then Pep Guardiola says, I don't want to thing that piqued my interest. He was talking about Nico. He says Nico remains a doubt. That's what he says. I don't know. It wasn't a difficult start. He was just injured. A difficult start is when you play bad, and that was not the case. He's talking about the FA Cup game, but he still talks about Nico, saying Nico is getting better day to day. Nico is not fully fit against. Nico apparently was not fully fit against what you could have said against Madrid. To be honest with you, Pep Guardiola is a funny character. I know he's saying Nico is not fully fit, he's getting better day by day. I'm telling you, if that was Rodri is playing that match. I'm telling you now, if Rodri was a bit of pain or he wasn't fully fit, he's playing. If it was one of the odd guard, he's playing. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just saying I think it's not the fact that maybe Nico had that knock. He's been training. We've been seeing pictures of Nico training over and over and over, and he's training with the group. He's doing the foot training since he got that knock. So I am not buying all this. Oh, he's going so slow. I think he just wants to keep him in the shadows. That's just my opinion. And obviously, Akanji, as I said, we all knew that the Akanji thing is going to happen. Jack Grealish again on the injury update. I already watched the press, so I know most of the updates. So I just wanted to read a few things there. Jack Grealish on the injury update. Apparently, he says we'll check on him. We'll see how it is, but it's not as bad as it was. Nick says hello. Nick says 3-1. Big up to you, Melina. I hope you're doing well. Big up to you. Thank you for the €2.79 Canadian dollars super chat. Never received Canadian dollars. Big up to you, Marina. Guys, go subscribe to her channel. She does very good content for Arsenal. Go subscribe, Marina. I hope you guys step up after Kai Havertz is injured. I hope you guys step up this season and find a solution because Kai Havertz, Jesus, and Saka being injured is a very big downfall. Now let's talk about this game. If you look at the table, I'm going to bring up the table because when I speak, I want to be speaking with facts. I don't want just to speak out of nothing. So let's look at the table. If you look at the table, right? Let me get the table up. This match is actually very it's very important for both clubs. I saw a preview on one of the channels, and Newcastle fans say, no, this is more important for City than it's important for us. No, that's a lie. Both City and Newcastle want to make top four. Both City and Newcastle have got 41 points and have both played 24 games. Um, we've both, quite funny enough, right? City and Newcastle have both lost 7 games. City and Newcastle have both drawn 5 games. City and Newcastle have both won 12 games. We are both on the same exact stats before we come to this game. So nobody can tell me, even a Newcastle fan cannot sit there and say, oh, but it's more important for City than it's important for us. No way. Newcastle want to make top four. Newcastle did not invest all that money to not make top four. So this game is very important, and this is a must-win game for City, must-win game for Newcastle. So it's not going to be easy. We're going to talk about the midfield. We're going to talk about how we're going to approach everything. We're going to talk about how Isaac is a threat from Newcastle. We're going to talk how Tonali and Bruno being in that midfield gives them a lot of legs, gives them a lot of physicality. So it's very difficult. It's not easy for us. And also, we're going to talk about the keeper situation. Which keeper are we going to field? Are we going to still stick with Edison? Are we going to still stick with Ortega? Ruben Diaz is fit, but basically, if Ake is fit, has anybody seen any training pictures? The reason for him being subbed apparently isn't that he's injured. It was already organized. It was already pre-organized that when he plays against Madrid, he's going to be subbed because he just came back from injury. So Ake being there might be a very, 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 very good boost for us. But anyway, we roll. So let's keep going. So Newcastle and City are both in the same points. As I said, nobody here can be telling me, especially Newcastle fans, don't start saying, "Oh, it's more important on your side." No. That's gassing everything up. Anyway, let's move over to the fixture and we just want to look at the form, just the form for both teams, how both teams have been doing. As I said, both have lost 7 games, both have drawn 5 games, both have won 12 games. The form guide for Newcastle and City. If you look at this, right, Newcastle has lost 2 games against Fulham and Bournemouth. Very, very strong opponents, to be honest. Bournemouth is playing very good this season. The one against Southampton, the one against Wolves. Wolves has been trashed this season. The one against Spurs. Spurs has been trashed this season. I still don't understand how Spurs always cause Man City trouble. It's laughable. It is laughable. When you see how Spurs cause Man City trouble, it's laughable. Big up to you again, Melina, for the super chat. Big up to you. Now, hello, Ronald, how you doing? Look from never in my lifetime. Big up to you, man. Get the likes up, people, and get Patrick to 4K. Big up to you, Luke. Guys, go subscribe to Luke. You get him to 1K if he hasn't got to 1K yet. He's one of the best City YouTubers. They're one of the nicest, you know. Some City YouTubers, they'll pretend to be nice on camera, but and say, oh, if ever you drop me this, and that. But trust me, some of them are very busy and have egos. But pick up to Luke, man. Very humble guy. Foden must start tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see that in a minute. Bournemouth. Yeah, glad. Yeah. So anyway, let's move on to the form guide. I've already mentioned how Newcastle's form is. City won 4-1 against West Ham. I was surprised by that game, to be honest with you. I thought West Ham could have done better. We drew against Brentford. That's the game we're winning 2-0. And we managed to give away the lead again to Brentford. And then we lost 6-0 to Ipswich. No, we won 6-0 to Ipswich. What am I on about? We won 6-0 against Ipswich. Ipswich that day decided to go full on out. They just decided to open up. And I think they saw the results that City were having and decided to say, you know what, let's just attack. And then the thing hit them in the mouth, you know. It went against them. It flipped against them. So anyway, we won against Chelsea. Another game I'm surprised how we won. Then we lost 5-1 recently against Arsenal. So the form guide between Newcastle and Man City is very similar. Both teams, as I said, have got very similar stats. And then if you look at the history of Man City, at Newcastle, we won 3-3 against we drew 3-3 against Newcastle. I remember this game, Haaland scored. We were actually losing in that game, I remember. We were losing, and I thought we were actually going to lose the game, but the boys came back. At the Etihad, we won 2-0. We won 1-0 at the Etihad against them in 2023, and then we won 3-2 in 2024 January, and then we drew 1-1 at St. James Park. We were winning this game, by the way. I think we were winning 1-0 this game. I remember this is the game Pep decided to play Lewis in midfield with Gundogan. There was no physicality. It was Gundogan, Lewis, and Kovacic. Uh, the midfield of Newcastle cooked us that day. And Nico Lewis, that's the day I saw that I don't think this kid is ready for a physical league like this. I don't think this kid can play into midfield because a lot of people are gassing him up. I remember before this game, a lot of people gassed up that Lewis has to play as a midfielder for this City team. I said no. And you know what disappointed me that day? If we put in somebody like Nunes, who's more physical, and I'm gonna speak on Nunes in a few minutes because a lot of people I've seen keep posting, "Oh, Nunes is weak." Nunes is weak. He loses the ball that much in midfield. Nunes is not it. But at the end of the day, he hasn't been given that much of an opportunity as a midfielder. But also, he's one of the most physical in the team. He's tall, physical, fast. He can help us. And that's the thing that's been missing in that midfield. Majority of the players in this City team are either short, not very physical. They're all just technical players who can track back, technical players who are not really good at doing the daily jobs. While people like Nunes, Nico Riley, very physical players, very tall players that can beef up that midfield. Against Newcastle, you need a midfield with muscle. You need a midfield with physicality. This behavior where he plays these small technical players, why they don't have Rodri to help them out of Fernandinho, it's just not working at all. There's a comment here by Ronald. He says, Nico was in training yesterday, must start. Yep, he must start. I don't want to hear these excuses from Pep. Oh, we'll see what we can do. Now we're tired. And then do you know what's pissing me off? He admits today again, oh, our team is not very physical. The other teams are very physical more than us. Oh, newsflash, Pep. You keep keeping the physical players on the bench. That's what you keep doing. So let's this game is important. We can't lose against Newcastle. As I said, we lose against Newcastle. They go above us. They go into the top four. The top four race is very tight. And guys, questions are going to be asked, regardless that this is Pep's first failure of a season. And I know he's done so much for us, but a lot of questions have to be asked. And next season, if he continues a stink in the gaff like this, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be like, we have to ask questions here. This is football after all, and football is a business. This is not a charity. When we can't just say, oh, because he's done this, then he can be getting away with the same mistakes. Because people are gonna be asking. In January, you bought Kusanov, you bought Omar, you invested in Victor, who is one of the most promising upcoming players. Echeverri is coming. I know he got injured, but Echeverri is coming from Argentina. It looks like a very good number 10. You've got youth on the bench, but you don't use them. You still keep using these pensioners of yours. So people were going to ask him that, why do you keep making the same mistakes? So anyway, let's move over to the lineup. Now, guys, like the video. As I said, the streams on Twitter, I'm not doing them anymore. I'm going to be doing YouTube exclusive from now on. I've done enough Twitter streams. At this point in time, let me also get those likes and views up on my YouTube. Okay, anyway, let's move over to the lineup. Guys, first of all, I have been seeing a lot of people abusing YouTubers when they put up lineups. Guys, you have to realize, when we put a lineup, we know, as YouTubers, we know that Pep Guardiola has got his own funny ideas. But we are putting lineups that we want. When I put a lineup, I'm putting a lineup that I think should play. It's not that Pep Guardiola, I'm going to text him or he texts me and asks me that, oh, Patrick, what lineup do you want me to play? He will never do that. You know that man is stubborn. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even listen to his number 2. So anyway, let's move on to the lineup. But put the likes up, guys. If you're watching this later on, I see some people are maybe at work right now. But at work, if you get home and you're watching this later on, make sure you put those likes up. You know, big up to Mateus. He's coming in a bit late, but I'm about to finish. But it is what it is. Anyway, Mateus, I looked at the guide. I know, don't worry about it. I'm saying I looked at the form guide between Man City and Newcastle. I looked at the table. We both lost 7 games. With both were drawn 5 games. We both won 12 games. We're both on 40 points.
This season.
This season, yeah. So we've both lost 7 games. We've both drawn 5. We've both won 12, and we're both on 41 points. So we both
shit then.
Yeah, we are. And I was here, and in every preview, Newcastle fans were saying, "Oh, you guys need this more than we do." I was like, "Nah, bullshit. We're both on.
No, no, no. Yeah,
We're
yeah,
both in games. We both need this game. We both need top four. None of us, none of the owners in our teams are investing for say,
yeah,
oh, City need this more than us. We're the underdog here. We are both shit right now. It's
yeah,
two
yeah.
shit teams, mid teams playing each other. So anyway,
To be fair,
before I go to
I get what they're saying that we needed more because obviously, like we've got a game every 3 weeks, and we need to get some confidence. We need to get some wins on the board, don't we? Like we can't we can't go to Bernabeu at the back of to the fit, if that makes sense.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Then it can turn into three. Then we've got Liverpool. You can't go into Liverpool game with at the back of three to fit. So we need to start picking up games, man. We need to start picking up wins. So I get it that it's a must win for Man City.
yeah,
It's a must win for the players as well because of the Wednesday game, but also for the fans because the fans need to start seeing some improvement. We've made a big transfer. We had a decent transfer window, but the results not changing, are they? Regardless of the transfer window, we've addressed the issues. We've got two centre halves. We've got a
hmm
DM. We've got another
yeah.
attacking player. But I mean, it's just the same, isn't it? It's the same every week.
Yeah, I said it before you came. I said there's good. I was like, I know Pep Guardiola has done so much for this club, but I was like, there's questions that are going to be asked. I was like, you know why people are going to ask questions? Because they
Yeah,
went too deep into the transfer market in January. If they didn't dip in the transfer market in January and they continue this bad form, nobody's going to ask anything. But they're going to ask questions that are like, well, you've got two of the best upcoming young defenders in Europe.
yeah,
No, one in Brazil, one in Europe.
yeah,
Uh, you've got the guy who in Brighton wanted.
yeah,
Some Premier League teams and even Madrid were scouting Victor and they were disappointed when Victor chose City. The
yeah,
reports were everywhere. Every Brazilian scout keeps saying this Victor guy can even play as a DM, can play as a left back, right back. You can
yeah, yeah,
play him in the whole back line. And even though he's 18, he plays as if he's like 25 and above. And then Kusanov rated as one of the fastest and the best on tackling 1v1 aerial. So people are not going to give us excuses. And then you went to buy the most informed forward in
yeah,
Omar Mamush
yeah,
in what you call this again in Europe. And then you went to buy one of the most informed midfielders in Portugal and even in Europe. He was doing very
yeah,
good numbers compared to other DMs. So people are going to sit there and nobody's going to give us an excuse. Yes, the injuries are coming thick and fast, but people
yeah,
will be like, you've got four players you bought and you keep keeping them on the bench and letting these players get injured. So I was
yeah,
telling
yeah,
people going forward, he's still going to be judged. That people could continue asking questions because I was watching
yeah,
ESPN and other channels that's still saying, well, he went to January and he picked to buy two defenders, right?
yeah.
And he chose to buy a DM and he chose to buy Alvarez replacement.
Hmm.
So why can't he not find a solution now? I know
Yeah,
it's late, but find a solution in these games. Let these players play. So looking at that, right? Let's go over the lineup. And
yeah,
as I
yeah,
told people, I took this off Twitter, and I know a lot of people on Twitter are fuming
yeah, yeah.
because I've heard,
Just before
yeah,
we talk in the lineup, big up, look, man. Appreciate that. Good,
yeah, bigger, bigger.
and so yeah, you made a good point. So we can't, as a Man City fan, um we can't keep making excuses for ourselves anymore. It's time to win football matches. Because remember when we were into that form 113 where we were just struggling, we were getting beaten left, right, and centre. We
Yeah,
were all looking for people to have a go at. We even criticised the board. We even criticised Pep because fans were questioning what happened in the summer. Was there no money available because we've sold players? Um, was it? Did we not buy players in the summer because we didn't know whether Pep was staying or going?
mm,
But all these issues was addressed in December when Pep signed a new deal. Then Pep came out 2 weeks before the window opened and said, "Right, we need some help at the back line."
yeah,
But which was a bit weird because we've been crying out for midfield. The thing, listen, we can talk about the recruitment in another stream, but there is no more excuses. We've got players in there. We've got
mm,
four players. Start using them. The thing about fans, City fans, especially City fans, we can't keep making excuses. Oh, they're too young. They're too inexperienced. No, we've chose to get these young players, yeah,
Mhm.
and we don't go and spend 60 million to centre halves to put them on the bench and just play them in the cup games against lower league teams. It's not acceptable. It's not. They have to play, yeah, because we can't go into Newcastle just Akanji's injured and Pep decide to play Rico Lewis a right back because the two
Mm.
centre halves that we've just bought, they still learning the trades now. The professional footballers, the defenders, their job is to defend. You don't need the language to learn how to defend, and it's not about age because let's face it, 1920 when Laporte went out injured for a long time of the season, who came in to replace him? Pep Guardiola.
Garcia, 18 years old. Garcia,
Exactly.
18 years old.
So Pep
Yep.
Guardiola went to the academy, pulled up Garcia, and he was starting every game, including Champions League games.
Yep.
How is that any different?
It's a cop out, and you know the thing is, I keep telling people it's a cop out. He just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh no, he's this one is fresh. No, 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 no.
No.
He played Simpson Pussy
Yeah.
in 3 games, and I was shocked. Remember, in those 3 games he played him, and he started him in a Champions League game.
No, he started him
Victor,
on
Vic,
Spurs away first, and
yeah,
the Carabao Cup.
Victor has been playing the league with other people, and he's been playing a very physical league. It's just a cop out. People don't get it. This
Yeah,
guy
even
has has
Kosanov played
yeah,
Champions League games.
yeah, he did, yeah. Again, he even played against Arsenal, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? It's a cop out, and that's the thing that people like this excuse. Oh, Nico Riley cannot play in that midfield. He can, but
Why
he
not?
doesn't want to put him in there because he
Yeah.
wants to play Gundogan and he wants to play Bernardo Silva. That's
We
what he
won't
wants. It's not,
we won't know how good these players actually are coming from our academy until we actually give them a run of games. Because it happens to Cole Palmer. Oh,
yeah.
he's frozen in there. So it
Oh, no, I'm
happens.
not frozen. I'm here. I'm just listening.
It happens to Cole Palmer because the thing about Cole Palmer, one thing that annoyed me most, we even during the treble season, Cole Palmer spent most of even when he was coming on for a few minutes, he was
And
skipping
you're
for them.
scoring.
No, he was keep playing on it as a left wing
Yeah.
just to put crosses in there. We never really used Cole Palmer in his best position, but we using him on Community Shield and he scored the goal on the
Yeah.
equalizer. Do you know what I mean? But see, that's the problem is, yeah, we won't know how good these youngsters is, like the likes of O'Reilly, Simpson Pussy, or even Jacob Wright, if we don't give them a chance. Yeah, because if the old players that they're not up for the task anymore. I would rather, even any City fans, we would rather just fill up the youngsters and see what they can do. At least, listen, they put a bit of fight in there. Do you know what I mean?
It's just I don't know, it's
Yeah.
shocking, and there's this gang of people who keep saying, "Oh, Nunes is not good enough for that midfield." He's never been given the opportunity to
No,
play
he
properly in
hasn't.
that
He
midfield,
hasn't.
and every time he plays in that midfield, he's left with maybe a youngster, or he's left with Gundogan
Yeah,
and left
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
some
yeah,
other youngster. Like give him the first team, play him with the first team players. Nunes said, I would love to play with De Bruyne. He's never even played with De
yeah, yeah.
Bruyne
Look at
at
look at
all.
look,
So
look at our goal against PSG. The run that Nunes made with the ball from the right back position all the way to the attacking area. He would just run with the ball. Bro, we need players like that in the midfield. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but it is so. Well, let's do the lineup here.
Go on.
Who are you going for in goal? Do you still go with Edison, or you go with Ortega? Because I think Newcastle press us from the front.
I, I don't think Newcastle will press us.
Mm.
Mm. To be fair, it's a tough one. Listen, I like Ortega, but
Mm.
he's a bit low in confidence right now. Edison, well, I don't really like Edison, so I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure. So what are we going with? Are we going with Ortega straight away, punishing Edison for the mistake? I think punishments have to happen regardless. Ortega has been punished when he
Yeah,
fucks up.
yeah,
Punishments have to happen. Yeah, I
but
think that's how life is supposed to go. These keepers have
yeah,
to be punished.
I don't mind. Let's go with
Yeah, I
Ortega.
just say they should be. So what about right back? I heard that Ake was a precaution. It was already planned. It wasn't like he's injured, so it was planned that he was gonna go off early, so he can rest.
Is he not injured?
No, apparently it was an injury at all. It was already planned that
Which Ake?
Nathan Ake. So Ake
Oh
was
no, no,
planned
no.
that,
Ake's not injured. Ake was only
yeah,
meant to play 45 minutes. Oh, I thought
yeah,
you
yeah.
meant
So
Kanji.
so
Sorry.
now it gives us in a situation where we've got Ake, John Stones, Ake, John Stones, Akanji, Kosinov, Victor, Josko,
I
and
would
Diaz.
I would go with um I would go with Kusanov as a right back.
Okay.
Yeah. The only reason is because we need someone fast on the right as a right back because Gordon, yeah, that guy is dangerous, man.
It's
Anthony
very dangerous.
Gordon, Anthony Gordon is dangerous. We need someone fast in there. Do you know what I mean? Centre halves.
That you see, that's where you see where the thing goes. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep
Because
going. Okay,
Ruben
okay. So
Diaz,
is Josko is playing as a left back.
Josko plays because against Real Madrid, Ruben Diaz didn't look fully fit. If you know what I mean. He-
Yeah,
the problem with Pep Guardiola, he doesn't trust the centre backs that he bought, but yet he keep rushing back at players like Nefanaki. He rushed him back, like Ruben Diaz. He could be the reason why Ruben Diaz keep going out in and out of the team is because Pep is keeping rushing them back.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's not like when the player's been out injured, yeah. You don't just because there's a big game coming up, you don't just throw them straight away. So it's Newcastle. We need the win. I would go John Stones.
okay, John Stones.
Yeah, I would play John Stones in there. Yeah, Ricky say Christianov cannot play right back and has never played right back. But the problem is, yeah, would you go with Mateus Nunes or even Rico Lewis against Anthony Gordon?
No, no, you wouldn't. That's that. You're asking
You know what I
for. You're
mean?
asking to be slapped. You're asking to be slapped. You're definitely asking to. This is the best, and I think he'll throw in Diaz, isn't it? Because I think Diaz is more fit than Ake.
Yeah,
Because I
I'll go
think
Diaz.
Diaz is,
I'll
yeah,
go Diaz.
Diaz is,
I'll rest
yeah.
Ake. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's a good back line. Okay, so now
yeah.
let's go into midfield. Um, my midfield, I was looking at Nunes and Nico. I don't know. That's just me.
Well,
Obviously,
that would
no.
be. I I think Kovacic needs to come in.
So you're bringing Kovacic back.
Yeah. I think Kovacic needs to come in. The problem why I'm asking for Kovacic, or even
Mm,
Kovacic and Nico,
yeah,
the midfield battle is going to be massive, man. It's going to be
it,
because
it is.
bro,
Tonali and
they've
Bruno
got
and Joe
Tonali,
Linton. Man, man.
Joe Willington, and
Yeah,
even Bruno
Bruno.
Guimaraes. Just Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Willington. They bullies. They bullying. They bully people. Do you know what I mean? So
And it's we need you need strength.
yeah, we need that. I need that. I
Yeah.
would
So now, okay, now looking at this lineup so far, our number 10, Jack
because
Grealish apparently has been
because
assessed.
you've
Is-
got a good balance in there because Nico is the guy who's going to be sitting deep, and Kovacic is going to be that number 8 box to box. He'll help in the attack because he's been scoring a lot of goals when he goes forward, doesn't he? He's been
Mm,
shooting from outside the box. He's been good. He's good
yeah,
in long balls as well. So then you've got Vardio, who's going to going forward. That gives a little. If even if John Stone steps into the midfield, but at least you've got Kosanov, Rodri, and Nico just there protecting the back line. So I think it's a good lineup. The defense is balanced at the midfield as well. So attacking, yeah, I'm gonna
this is
go.
this is where it's going to go because I don't know. I don't
I'm
want to
gonna
see
go with Jeremy
KDB.
Doku on the left.
Doku on the left, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is Doku fully fit though?
I think he is. I think he is. He's been fit for a week now.
Okay, okay.
I would go Doku. The reason why I'm going with Doku is because Newcastle right hand side, the right back is awful. Is their weakness. That Trippier guy, he can't defend. He's awful. He
Yeah.
pretends like he's a good player. He's not. He's not good. He's awful. He's awful. He plays right back as well. So is it if you get Doku there, especially I've got that feeling that Newcastle will sit deep. And if they sit deep, we need someone who's actually really good 1v1, taking players on. And that's why I'm going with Doku in there. The midfield, then I've got Foden and Savio.
Oh, you're picking Foden? I thought you were going to pick, what's his name, Mamush, to play the number 10.
Would you go with Marmoush? Yeah?
I don't know. But the thing is,
The
do you know what's hard about these teams right now? I don't want to see KDB, and that I'm going to say straightforward. I don't want to see KDB unless maybe we're... No, I'm not being evil. I'm just saying I don't want to see KDB unless we're struggling. So unless there's a struggle and we're like, okay, here there's a big, massive struggle, and we can't break down Newcastle, which I doubt Newcastle will. I don't think Newcastle are going to sit back with us. I don't think there's a way Newcastle are going to sit back. So, okay, so I don't think Newcastle are going to sit back. So I'm not expecting one of those games where we dominate and then the other team sits back. That's why I'm actually okay with your full-on attack of Doku. And you said Savio on the right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apparently, Doku likes to play right. You know that, right? Do you remember that game where Pep said they all seem to want to play the opposite side?
No, that's just Pep bullshitting.
Oh no, but they did swap themselves. Remember, he never swapped them. They swapped themselves.
That was against Chelsea. Against Chelsea,
Yeah.
he played Doku on the right, then he played Savio on the left. Then the players themselves decided to swap because it wasn't where Doku.
No, he played Savio on the right, Doku on the left. Doku decided to go right. Savio went left.
Did they?
Remember? Yeah, that's what they did. Yeah, they went opposite.
Every time Doku goes on the right, he loses the ball.
Okay, cool. So maybe for the fact that let's just say that we also need to keep a bit of fire on the bench, isn't it? We don't have to, when they say you don't have to show all your cards, so we leave Mamouche on the bench because we don't want to show all our cards. We have to have
if the game is a bit tight, we can always bring Marmouche to make them runs, can't we?
Grand. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know how Haaland is not tired at this point in time.
Because
maybe because he doesn't
see with the wingers, the reason why I'm going with Doku and Savio is I would love to play Jack Grealish, but obviously Jack Grealish is injured. But the problem is against Newcastle, we can't. Our wingers cannot. When in the final third, they need to avoid to cross it. They have to put some low crosses in, other than just float the ball, because defensively, especially in the air, Newcastle is really, really strong. Yeah, if you just trying to just lobbing the cross in for Haaland, just don't. Right, I would rather just put some low crosses in there because that's their vulnerability in there. That's why I like to go with Doku. It will take a man on and put a low cross. Same with Savinho. So yeah, I think the lineup looks pretty decent, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It is very decent. To be honest with you, if it was up to me, Matthias, I'm playing Grealish as the number 10 if he's fit, just to put physicality into that midfield and just I don't know. I would have played him as a number 10.
What did the Pep say in press conference?
They say Grealish's injury is not that bad. We're gonna assess him if he's gonna play tomorrow.
Oh no, he's not gonna play then.
Yeah, and then he says Nico has been training and getting better day to day, but we'll also assess him and see. I think you know what? I think it's a cop out on Nico. He just doesn't want. The kid has been training and in training all this time. The guy just doesn't want to play him. I'm telling you, he wants to. Yeah, he's doing the Rodri treatment. Remember when Rodri was also being shelved for a while? Yeah, he does this guy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but Rodri was his man. He wanted Rodri. However, at that time, Fernandinho was just above everyone else.
Do you think there's a suspicion that maybe even Nico is not one of his again? Because there's a few that are not one. I think Nunes was never one of his. Phillips was never one of his.
Sorry, Patrick. We can't make this excuse anymore. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm not making it as an excuse. I mean, like, he's one of those stubborn people that if you buy somebody and he was not 100% saying yes, he will not play them just for the sake of it.
No. We went there and we paid the release clause. We can't listen. The problem is, otherwise we're gonna have the same situation that happened with Calvin Phillips. We can't waste money. Yeah, you can't just go and buy DMs for 60-50 million and do not play them. Otherwise you're gonna be just another Calvin Phillips. What's gonna happen next? Are we gonna loan Nico back because Pep is not Pep's first choice? We can't keep doing that anymore. Come on, because the club, the
Yeah,
football club, they release the funds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure them four players that we bought, we wouldn't buy them until Guardiola said yes. If he said yes for them, if we bought them, that means Guardiola approved them transfers. Yeah, because
yeah,
we
that's
wouldn't
fair.
buy just a player for
Yeah,
the sake of it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, that's fair. So anyway, we're
It's,
about to close, but Conway has joined us. So Conway, what do you want to say before we close? Because we're about to close.
Nah, Patrick, big up, man. I was watching your stream. Like and subscribe, people. Something just hit me, man. What's Ortega doing in goal, man? What's going on?
We're throwing punishments. Ortega made a mistake. He got benched. Edison was good against Madrid, but he fucked up. He's also getting benched. So everybody will be getting punishments.
listen,
I know you're gonna sit there and say, why is Kovacic not getting the punishment? If it was up to me, Kovacic is also getting the punishment.
For me, I would just go buy another goalkeeper. Them two have been awful.
Nah, hear what I'm saying though, yeah, Patrick, you're right. Kovacic was the guy that actually made the mistake doing that dumb flick that let Vinny go through on goal, and obviously made the pass to Jude. This idea that Edison has been woeful this season by our fan base, I think it's an agenda at this point, man. The guy hasn't had the opportunity to play with a consistent back line due to our defenders being injured. And I was so happy Pep came after the game and he said Edison was our man in the match, because was I the only City fan I was thinking throughout that game, if it wasn't for Edison, we'd lose 6 goals. And I tweeted that after the game. And I saw a lot of people agree with me. But for some reason, throughout my timeline, I'm just seeing Edison hate. I hope Pep sticks with Edison and goal for Newcastle. I think he will. He's our number one goalkeeper. I rate Ortega, but I don't think he's ready for that change yet. But that's the only issue I had with the lineup. And one hot take as well, I would not play Haaland against Newcastle.
You're on mute, Patty.
I'm saying you're preaching to the choir, man. If it was up to me, Omar could have played a few games just to bring Haaland as a shock value. But anyway, I don't think I don't think Pepe is dropping Haaland right now because we are so bad, and Haaland is insane.
We need to manage these players' minutes. Look at Akanji now. Pep's come out and said Akanji's going to have surgery on Saturday, and it comes to a point where the body says enough is enough. Those words literally Pep mentioned. You look at Haaland; he hasn't had any injury so far this season, and I hope that stays like that until the end of the season. Oh, we need to be carefully managing these players that have a lot of minutes under their belt. Josko
That is
Vardy is
true.
another player as well.
That is true.
Yeah, that's something that we need to manage, man. Very carefully. Look at these players.
I understand we need to manage some minutes, but at the same time, we need to get some wins on the board, don't we? Because obviously we've got some number of games coming up, especially, and we've got some big games, and we need to start picking up wins. If we don't, every time we go into a game, the confidence of the players is low.
If you look at Newcastle, they don't have Sven Botman or Dan Burn as their centre backs tomorrow. They're both injured.
I think Joe Linton is also they say that he's not going to play.
Yeah, Joe Lennon as well. So if you're looking at that team from a defensive standpoint, if we play Omar Mamouche as our number 9, he can play striker. He's a striker, in my opinion. We should still be able to score goals. And obviously with Doku and Savio providing the pace on the wings, that should still be enough of an attack in order for us to score goals against Newcastle. The issue is not us scoring goals against Newcastle. It's about what we do from a defensive standpoint. Can we stop Newcastle with the likes of Isak and Gordon not score against us? We went to St. James's Park earlier on the season, drew 1-1, and Isak didn't play a single minute in that game because he was injured. So what are we going to do now with a Newcastle team that will have Isak tomorrow? How are we going to stop them from not scoring against us? I have no issue with our attack, even with Haaland not being there. We need to worry about how we're going to stop Gordon and Isak. Even Jacob Murphy, man. He's been a good player for Newcastle this season. That's what we need to worry about.
The problem with playing Marmoush up front, I don't mind playing him. However, the trouble is, I don't think the players especially like the midfield and the wingers, they don't know how to play to Mamouche's strengths at the moment. They might learn
Yeah.
further down the line, but I feel like if we just throw him in there as our number 9, he will just continue to play his style, which is like making runs in behind. And with sometimes even when Haaland's making runs, no one really picking him because they would just rather pass and pass and pass. The reason why I would go with Haaland is because Haaland knows better. He's been with us for 3 years now. He understands when Phil Foden has the ball, or even when Savio has the ball, where to move. Because sometimes when Savio has the ball, he knows, right, I need to go on the back post because Savio's going to try to cross in there. When Doku has the ball, I need to go in the first post because Doku is the guy who likes to play low crosses in the box. So Mamouche doesn't got that yet because he's just been at the club for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So especially against Newcastle, it's going to be hard for him to understand how the team plays in order to his strength. So he needs a bit of time. He needs a bit of time to, especially like even Haaland said himself sometimes. Before I make the run, I look at who's got the ball. Yeah, if it's Bernardo Silva, I try to come short to play one touch. If it's Kevin De Bruyne, I know Kevin De Bruyne is going to find me. So that's why I'm still sticking with Haaland.
Okay, grand. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna have to leave it here. I've got a few things to do, but thank you very much, guys. Guys are gonna watch this later. As I said, no more streams on Twitter because a lot of people were receiving 3Bs. Every time on Twitter, I was having like 500 people watching, and none of you are coming to YouTube. So now you can cry more if you wanna watch. Come over to YouTube. 5 million. Nah, Conway, I've been charitable. All the YouTubers stopped streaming on Twitter.
Oh,
So I
they're
was one of
showing
the
you all the
last
love
ones
on
left.
Twitter, but not on YouTube, man. I hear it, bro.
Yeah,
Everyone, come
that
on
behavior,
YouTube. Come on
that's
YouTube.
scammy behavior, and it's the same people can keep coming back. So every time you go
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter,
Come
you've
on,
got like
hit the like button,
that-
man. Subscribe.
yeah,
to
you've
the
got a
channel.
lot of thousands of people. Then you find your views on YouTube. Yes, I know that some are 800 people like you're greedy. I've had 800, 500 views and that, but those 1,000 from Twitter have always been sitting there. So you're coming this side if you're interested. If not, then you can
Hey, Patrick,
stick
are you
there.
doing a watch along tomorrow?
Nah, man, I only did one watch along and it ended second half. I remember that game. It ended second half. After second half, I was like,
That was
nah.
the Liverpool game, innit?
Yeah, but how do people do it, man? It's the fact that there's no sound. You can't have sound. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
have it
yeah.
on
Copyright.
silent. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't have it on silent. So I need to hear the sound, man. I need to
yeah,
hear
yeah.
the ball being kicked. So I don't know how people do it. Big up to all the people who do it. Maybe I'll do it one of the days if I find maybe a headset and just put sound from my TV to my headset and then just be talking to people.
Yeah.
Anyway, but thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Bart. Here, it will be
Yeah,
really
no.
interesting how Pep line up tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
really interested to see.
Yeah, because anyway, what's your prediction tomorrow then?
Oh,
If Heroes are the lineup you came up with.
I would go 3-1 City. I think we're going to win, but I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. So I think Newcastle will score, but I think we're going to win it 3-1.
The only thing I'm worried about is I'm not gonna see Nico, I'll see Bernardo Silva. What do you think, Conor?
Oh, Bernardo Silva's going to play.
Nah, I wouldn't play Bernardo tomorrow. He's another player that's got a lot of minutes under his belt, but I think we win. I don't know what the prediction is. We're 100% not keeping a clean sheet, I'll tell you that. But
No, forget it.
Not against
yeah.
Isaac and these mistakes we're making. Not against Gordon.
It's not just about the striker, the opposition striker. But bro, when was the last time we kept a clean sheet? We give them goal to some scrubs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awful players, we give them goals.
Yeah, we'll see anyway. So guys, see you at 3 p.m. when we are all watching this game, and obviously all of us on Twitter fuming when we see that.